Good morning, everyone. In this class, we are going to discuss about the Pirenne thesis or the theory of urban evolution by Henri Pirenne. Okay, a historical geography perspective on the rise, fall, and rebirth of the European city in 15th to 11th century. We will discuss about how did the bustling urban world of antiquity become the rural feudal world of the Dark Ages, and what sparked the return of the city. This deck explores the arguments of Henri Pirenne, who proposed that the Middle Ages were caused not by political collapse but by the closing of the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, who is this is the person Henri Pirenne, 1862 and 1935. He is a Belgian educator and scholar and rejected race of or politics as the primary drivers of history. Focused on economics and social structure, key work Muhammad and Charlemagne's name. Henri Pirenne and the economic approach to history. Okay, the city as economic space. He considered that a city is defined by its economic function, not its administration. Okay, economic function. Centrality of the sea, civilization is hydraulic. It flows along water routes. Okay, according to him, civilization is hydraulic and it flows along water routes. A key insight: binary shift historical focus towards long-term economic structures as explanations for major historical changes. He argued that without trade, there are no cities. Okay, the baseline of his theory: Rome was a maritime empire, not a continental one. Unity of the sea, mare nostrum. The Roman Empire was a thalassocracy, that means empire of the sea. Thalassocracy, empire of the sea. The sea provided the essential infrastructure for administration, military movement, and trade. The mechanics of unity, the traders, regional specialization, result. The traders' commerce was dominated by Syrian, Jewish, and Levantine merchants connecting west to east. Regional specialization, because transport was cheap and safe, regions did not need to be self-sufficient. Gaul could buy olive oil, Egypt could sell again. Result: economies of scale, economies of skill, and diverse material culture. Okay, this is the baseline. That is Rome, which was a maritime empire, not a continental only. Now the false rupture, where the Germanic invasion did not end antiquity. The argument for continuity, 15th century. Conventional history suggests Rome fell in 476 AD. Pirenne argues that economically the Roman world continued. Okay, there are some key evidence of his argument. First of all, assimilation. Germanic tribes, Goths and Franks, wanted to be a Roman, not destroy Rome. The preserved Roman institutions. They preserved Roman institutions, languages, and religion. Then the Mediterranean survival. Trade continued. Syrian merchants were still found in French cities in the 6th century. The verdict: the political rulers changed, but the economic unity of the Mediterranean remained intact. The 5th century was not the start of the Middle Ages. Okay, these are some key evidence of his argument. Okay, his argument is that the conventional history suggests Rome fell in 470, and Pirenne argues that economically the Roman would continue. Economically, the Roman world continued. Okay, there are no ended. The two rupture, closing of the Mediterranean in 17th century. The event is the Islamic conquest of the 7th and 8th centuries served the traditional trade arteries. The Mediterranean, once a Roman lake, became a hostile border zone. This is the region. Economic consequences: the West was cut from the Eastern market. Disappearing goods, papyrus essential for bureaucracy, gold currency, spices, and silk vanished from Western inventories. The Pirenne dictum: the trade routes were cut. Europe was forced to turn inward. The consequences: rupture, trade routes severed. Deflation, gold vanishes, markets close. Ruralization, cities shrink to forests, society moves to the countryside. Feudalism, land becomes the only wealth. Production is for consumption, not sale. Okay, the dark age began not because of war but because of isolation. Without the flow of commerce, the city lost its function. These are some consequences. Rupture leads to deflation. Deflation leads to ruralization, and ruralization leads to feudalism. Okay, feudalism means the land becomes only wealth. Production is for consumption, not sale. Okay, the stagnation of self-sufficiency. Why self-sufficiency is an economic trap? When trade stops, specialization stops. Every region must produce everything it needs, regardless of efficiency. The decline, economic loss of economies of scale leading to plummeting standard of living. Cultural, the surplus wealth required to support arts, literature, and leisure disappeared. Reality, during the Carolingian era, almost everyone from peasant to noble had to rely on the land to survival. The revival of trade during 10th and 11th centuries. After centuries of stagnation, long-distance trade resumed due to external stimuli. Okay, the external stimuli are South, Venice, and later the Crusades reopened the Mediterranean to Western shipping. North, Scandinavian traders connecting the Baltic and North Sea to the continent. The mechanism, the movement of itinerant traders necessitated safe places to store winter goods and sail wares. Okay, that this way, the cities are revival, or also trade are revival during 10th and 11th centuries. The genesis of town, okay, geography and the porters. Location strategy, towns did not evolve from farms. They appeared at intersections, river junctions, seaports and crossroads where merchants were forced to stop. The suburb, merchants settled outside the walls of the old feudal citadels. These settlements were called faubourgs, Forestburgers, outside the burg. Over time, the economic power of the faubourg swallowed the military power of the burg. Enter the bourgeoisie, a class of new men, defining the middle class. The merchants class was a social anomaly that they did not fit into the traditional feudal order of those who fight, those who pay, and those who work the land. Characteristics uprooted that they were often detached from the land, mobile and ruthless. Conflict, their feudal system was static and bound by oaths of service. The merchant needed freedom. Impact, they formed a new social class that would eventually silence the aristocracy. Okay, this is known as bourgeoisie. The fighter, nobility, the prior, clergy, and the trader, bourgeoisie. The demand for autonomy and civil liberties. Conflict with feudalism, merchants could not operate under feudal law, which is arbitrary and based on land tenure. They need national laws for commerce. Okay, buying freedom, the bourgeoisie use their accumulated wealth to buy charters from the lords. These charters granted the town autonomy, the right to hold a market, the right to their own goods, and freedom from serfdom. Primary insights, these urban institutions were the origins of modern Western civil liberties and democracy. Okay, according to Binary, these urban institutions like market were the origins of modern Western civil liberties and democracy. Okay, cities as islands of capitalism. The dual economy, Binary described the medieval town as a commercial exception in an agricultural world. Countryside versus city. Countryside bounded by tradition, labor, service, and static, and city bound by contract, monetary exchange, and profit. They are dynamic. Okay, the return of the city represented the reawakening of European civilization through the mechanism of exchange. Okay, without Muhammad, Charlemagne would have been inconceivable. That means Islam, Muhammad closed the Mediterranean to Christian trade. The center of European power was forced to shift from the sea to the north, France and Rhine. In this isolated, landlocked environment, the Franks, that means Charlemagne, rose to power, and therefore the empire of Charlemagne was the political result of an economic rupture. Okay, now legacy and criticism of the pioneer thesis. Strengths, that is advantages. Revolutionist history by prioritizing economics and geography over battles and kings correctly identified the correlation between trade routes and urban density. And criticisms. Archaeology shows some trade continued after the Arab conquest, not a total closure. Underestimated internal agricultural innovations that drove population growth. Okay, enduring value. While detail have been debated, Pirenne's work remains the foundational starting point for all modern study of medieval urban origins. Okay, this is a summary: cycle of urban life, rupture, realization, revival, and maritime unity. A city is not just a collection of people, it is a node in a network. When the network breaks, the city dies. When the network helps, the city returns. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any doubt and query, just let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Thank you.